And it's another good morning from Mr. Manari this Friday morning. It's a cold one, and yeah, of course, it feels a bit different because it's a weekend at least, and we can take something to keep us warm. But other than that, man, it's a cold day. In fact, that cold front was already anticipated from yesterday. Thursday, that's what it was said that it would rock us. But yeah, here it is. Yesterday was just dusty. Thursday. Hey man, Mr. Manare, I'm back. Today I'm glad to be back. Bread and Butter Media House podcast. The last time I talked to you, I talked about witches. And someone was asking me that, hey, man, where do you get this confidence? I'm saying, I serve a living God. You know, yeah, so if people or any kind of kingdoms or anything of that sort would need to get access to me, really they would have to first get access from God, from the angels, you know, from the snake. And yeah, of course, from my ancestry, and I don't think any of that would be okayed. It would not be given. They'll go ahead, man. I've heard some people have been saying that, you know, some people when they want to kill you, they will go and ask of you to your ancestry. And I'm thinking to myself, which ancestry would give away their child? To be devoured by the predators of this world. That can never be. Not in my family. Royal as I am, man. It's a Bread and Butter Media House. I'm happy to be back. I went through quite a storm here and there. I got in a challenge. I think someone wanted to give me a varam slap. A hot slap, man, on the face. But I was able to get out of it. It's been that and that. A lot has been happening. Interesting in politics, interesting in South Africa. And of course, I have to dedicate this show to Floyd Nico Shivambu. I think he deserves it. Underrated. I think it goes a bit unnoticed, you know, for his moves. I've heard some people saying that, I've been checking a lot of content, some people saying that he does not have a political identity and all that. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, man, really? Maybe his intellectualism is his identical, his political capacity. I mean, they were talking about that as well, that he's not a Malema. Really? Who says he wants to be a Malema? I mean, when he was in the EFF, he was the brains of the EFF. Wasn't Ndlozi there? You know, by the way, Ndlozi was there. He was just the bay. And so I have to, yeah, of course, give it up, man, to Floyd for just being resolute, you know. I've seen that tendency also under the sun that there are people, there are those that opportunistic elements that would want to come and steal, drain from you and oust you, so to say. So the guy is being ostracized. He would have gone into political obscurity if he did not introduce the new topic of Maibu, Africa. And I'm all for that. I responded to that savvy. Someone was saying that no, he pulled that poll down after he realized that it was not getting momentum, it was not getting any traction. No, man, it's underground movement. So yeah, I know that I've volunteered myself up to to engage in all the processes and all that. I've done it with the EFF as well when it was formed. Well, I wish I could have that article with me where I was in the city press, you know, one day in the EFF rally when I was shaking hands with Julius Malem before the EFF went into parliament. And of course, most of us were just easily sidelined because, you know, people are self-serving men. So I say kudos to Floyd for thinking of himself himself and his kids as well, for thinking of his future, and thinking for the rest of us, man, for being resolute, because really that's what most people are doing. They're just self-serving, just egocentric, just self-centered, and everything else. And so if you can't beat them, join them. And that's what we seem to see happen. Well, it's not really anyone joining them, but really we can apply the same tactics. We can copy from their book, from their manual, and just give them a taste of their medicine. So yep, Floyd Shivambu still sitting with the deep-seated conviction to bring about change to the world, to South Africa, to the status quo, to disrupt the status quo. A lot of people have become comfortable. I remember the fire that we had with the EFF, the same, ignition, the same fire we had with MK Umsholo's. I don't know what they're doing there. I think it's just a family business. We gave them our votes, some of us, and I think, hey man, if we could retrieve, we would definitely do so. I checked. That Floyd was alluding to that spokesperson of MK party, Nklamulo Ndlela, as a drag, or was he referring to Duduzile? I'm not sure about that, but yeah, I think, guys always feeling some, and I heard, and which makes me to get all the more behind Floyd Shivambu, people with really no literal connection to place them in that space. People that makes it through their merits, man, through a meritorious, process, through their accolades, for them to get to that point. And a lot of these people, they're sitting there because they've inherited that from the brewer and the uncles and their father, and so it's very difficult for new players to enter the market, and that's why it's also kudos to Bumalema for making it from really, no point of contact or connection with the superpowers of this world, the elites of this country, those with political, historical credentials, to just make it. I mean, I know some of us, we tried to dabble, to meddle in politics and all that, and easily, even though you can be qualitative, in content and as a politician and all that, there'll always be someone else, that is just from that family that is connected, the network, right? And so, yeah, we're going against such, man. It's in as much as we think that it's free and fair for all, it's really not. There are people that get, with jobs, employment just by virtue of knowing someone. Some of us have to, fill in the Z83. And yeah. So really, man. Look at now, boss now Tambo. I'm sure he's, Bona Bondlela. That guy in Nklamulo Ndlela spokesperson. I heard he's the son of Joe Ndlela. Tom Moyane is his uncle. It's all these people that enjoy his privilege and all that. Never really, people with surmountable amount of substance, really, man. So yeah, I'm here back today to just salute Floyd for being resolute and for sitting with that deep-seated conviction to turn things around. I'm telling you, had Floyd not raised the question of a new party, Floyd would have gone into political obscurity, because they've exalted him, ascended him to the highest rank of a Secretary General of Umkhonto Wesizwe Party, and now they are moving him, and now they can't take him to parliament, and now all of a sudden, the poor dude from being the deputy president of the EFF, to being the national organizer of Mkonto, now being the secretary. He was going to go into political obscurity. And so kudos to him for self-preserving, especially, and I think that's what we need to do, especially where our livelihood is concerned, where our survival is concerned. We need to be self-centered, self-saving, and we need to really self-preserve, man, because if you don't do that, people are mischievous. They come and steal your identity, steal your resources, drain you, suck the life out of you, and spit you out like a bubble gum that's lost flavor. And then before we know it, you are a nobody. So kudos to Floyd, and I wish what is Godspeed to my booye, Africa, my booye. Give me a shout, man, when you bump into this. And of course, I've already replied on those things on the WhatsApp and all that. I'll be expecting a call back from me, because I really want to give my valuable input into the politics of this country. Think about it, man. I mean, really, that's what it is. Now all the political parties that are there are just serving like a backward agenda, trying to, I don't know, bring about restitution. Not even, I think, just addressing things from the past. I'm saying there are immediate things that affect us now, and we need to chart a path forward. Look at what's happening in Botswana. Doma Boko, is doing well there, man. I saw him in his kit, in his jersey as a football player. Now that we were playing the legends, he was playing with the Simphiwe Shabalala and the 2 million Kunes and all that South African legends and Botswana legends, and the whole president of Botswana was filled, man, was gaming there. I love that. I like it. Boy Ibrahim Traore from what you call that land of that Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso, land of the upright. They're doing it. So there is a different agenda. I mean, Floyd, they say they are ostracizing him for what? For visiting Bushiri. Really? Yeah? And just because of that, now he has to really, man. I mean, come on. So you can see it's a clear agenda, but there's a different agenda, and I think that agenda is for the resolute, for the soldiers, man. Those that defines the today's mission, the what do you call it? The generational mission of today, man, that defines it afresh. And I think those are the ones that speaks my language. And it's a lot of us out today. We want to see better, we want to see advancement, we want to see improvement, and we are not interested in the politics of Mandela. We're not interested in the politics of Oliver Tambo, the politics of land and all that. Land has always been there. There are many other things, man, that we could address, that we could confront as activists and as politicians. It does not need to be about the land, the same rhetoric, redundant rhetoric that, just gives people an upward mobility into lavishness and all that. We are not going to make an empty noise. So there are practical things, man, such as business. Business ought to be given the leeway. We need to do away with the red tapes. We need to do away with a lot of stuff. The land, there is so much land. If we wanted land, we want to build, we can get land, be property developers, work on that land. There's so much we can do. We can create employment. That's what's affecting us. That's what we need to talk about, not the same old rhetoric. So to Floyd Shivambu, hey man, Godspeed, man. Nico, give me a shout. Let's do this, brother. This is Mbata Media House. It's a Friday, and I'm happy to be back. It's been quite a drag for me to get here today, and I'm happy to be here and to, of course, put it plain, to put it down for you and make sense of it all. So, yep, what else is there? Okay, there was John Steenhuisen, he was crying in Parliament. Not literally. Though it almost became literal because they removed his DA, Deputy Minister of whatever, his whatever he's the minister of. South Africa. Well, hey man, let me not get too much into it. I don't want to get too much into politics, into such politics. I want to get into Floyd's politics because I think that's intellectual capacity there. That's his intellectual property. Myself, and I think I just appreciate how he makes independent moves. Bold moves, I tell you, man. To move from a whole deputy of the EFF, a party that he's been with for more than 10 years, to leave it, to go to the MK. And, now being in the MK to, start having a talk, of a new political party and having an, an inquiry, a poll, a survey to the people. How would you feel about a new political party? And I just appreciate those independent moves, those such conviction. The dude can never be bought, and his intellectual property or his intellectual capacity is in fact his political identity. That's what will get in my head, and I appreciate that of him. And we are seeing it from where we are sitting, from where we are standing. And I remember when we were there in Sebokeng and they were here with Julius Malema and all that. That was in 2013, I think, before the EFF was formed. While it was still the consultation of the EFF. I wish I could have rather spoken to Floyd than Julius. But I think also there's a whole turning of the tides, that's re-engineering what has been, because seemingly the more things changes, the more things remain the same. That's why we still have the same name, same players in the political space. Bo Oliver Tambo were there, now Kibus now Tambo, that's why we still have the same model and everything. And so really nothing, the more things change, the more things remain the same. So well, I think I've said a mouthful. Yeah, but the more things change, the more things remain the same. And so I think there's a tide, there's a winds of change that are really sort of re-engineering, reverse engineering those days that we've missed, that we could have added value to the struggle of South Africa. Now it's being redefined, but it's still the same thing. So really, man, we don't even need to go to exile today. I mean, we can just do it from here. So that's where we are. That's what I believe. This is all a program to include us. Those that would have desired to be amongst the pack of Bo Mandela and the others, Bo Chris Hani and all that. We have that same opportunity again today. And yes, we are redefining our generational mission. And of course, added with it is the economic freedom, in our lifetime. But more than that, man, it's just, total freedom. If maybe one could thumbsuck something up quickly, we're looking for that total freedom. We're looking for liberty. We want to live. We are tired of being slaves and prisoners in our own country. And there's an influx of people here, coming from everywhere. And the children of this soil, of this land, are still suffering injustice. And the politicians, we've given our powers to the politicians to address things for us, but they can't do that. We need a random voice, a common voice for me to tell everyone that this is our South Africa. We love it. I'm a patriot of this country, man. I seek to build. I've got children here. I've got my whole, everything is here. So really, I'm thinking about the future, and the time is now to be working on it, man. And so, from Mr. Manad, I think I've exhausted or depleted my bundles. My speaking bundles. And I hope, yeah, man. I hope to really, strike a nerve there, to provoke a debate there. Let's talk about it. What do you think of this move from Floyd? I applaud it. I think kudos to him. I say, continue, keep on walking, man. I say, in fact, the way that you're moving, you should be sponsored by Johnny Walker. Must keep on moving, Floyd, man. And yeah, we are with you. We will balance you from the other side. Yeah, Mr. Manare serving you this bread and butter podcast this morning from Bread and Butter Media House. And from me to you, I'm saying remain resolute. It's a general of the good army saying to you, one love and one salute. Hey, Tagada.